Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. So Claressa Shields versus Ivana Habazin has been called off. Now, while I don't particularly care about that, to be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of female boxing, so I don't really care that the fight has been called off. But the reason it has been called off is something worth talking about. So essentially the weigh-in was today, and Ivana Habazin's trainer, James Ali Bashir, had an angry back and forth with a member or members of Claressa Shields' team. Now, the people who James Ali Bashir was having altercations with were apparently female. I can't really confirm nor deny that because the people involved were that damn ugly and displayed no feminine energy at all, so it was really hard to see whether they were actually female or male, you know. If they were female, you know, some of the ugliest specimens I've ever seen, to be quite truthful. But, you know, James Ali Bashir, he was basically telling somebody to back off in a fairly aggressive manner. And later on, when he was kind of being interviewed, he said he would knock that bitch out, right? That's what he said, basically. And you know, that was basically the reason, from what I ascertain, for him getting sucker punched by a member of Claressa Shields' team. Now, who did it is up for discussion, I guess. It's not really been proven, but I've heard it's Claressa Shields' brother. That's what I have heard, or somebody on Claressa Shields' team. And yeah, man, the dude's a 71-year-old man. I mean, I'm not necessarily even saying what he said was right, but, you know, if you've got a problem, at least approach him face to face and don't sucker punch the dude. You know, the guy's 71 years old, man. 71 years old. And you go behind him and smack him in the side of the head while he wasn't looking. You absolute pussy hole. Absolute pussy. And the people out there co-signing this are the biggest simps I've ever seen in my life. Listen, man, simping's never cool. It's never a good idea, and it's embarrassing. But imagine simping for a chick who looks like the Predator. Those are the same dudes who are, you know, kind of co-signing this and saying it was okay because James Ali Bashir talked some trash and said a few things out of order. Absolute simps. There's no co-signing this type of deplorable behaviour. But, you know, we all remember when Claressa Shields co-signed Andre Dirrell's uncle sucker punching Jose Uzcategui. You know, when he wasn't looking, she co-signed that. So, you know, this type of behaviour is nothing new to her sort. Nothing new to the people around her. Absolute pond life. Absolute scum. And, you know, the people simping for her, you're an embarrassment. Like I said, imagine simping for somebody who looks like the Predator. Listen, man, I'm a red-blooded male. You know, if she was attractive or, like, out of this world gorgeous, I could kind of understand it. But looking at her, man, I don't get it. You see all of these dudes on social media, man. Oh, you're beautiful, you're a queen. It's embarrassing, man. And, you know, it goes to show how some dudes, when a female comes along, you know, their morals go out the window, their self-worth goes out the window, their dignity goes out the window. And these same dudes need to learn, first and foremost, it doesn't get you laid. I worked that out when I was in my teenage years. You know, simping for chicks doesn't work. Being a Captain Save-A-Ho doesn't work. It doesn't get you laid. Straight up, facts. Doesn't get you laid at all. And like I said, I learned that in my teenage years. And you've got some grown-ass men out here still taking that approach. You know, it's just embarrassing. But, you know, for me the behaviour was disgusting. You know, there was no need to do that, to be quite honest. You know, maybe after the weigh-in, somebody should have approached him and had it out with him and, you know, kind of gone about it that way. But punching an old man when he wasn't looking in the side of his head, you know, that's a disgrace, man. That's a disgrace. But like I said, man, you know, Claressa Shields has form for this type of behaviour. She co-signs it. Maybe that's how they operate in Flint, you know, in the hood. You know, smacking people behind the head when they've got no chance whatsoever. Absolutely embarrassing. From the hood, my arse. Bro, if you guys don't have a strap or you can't sucker punch, most of you dudes will get smoked in a street fight one-on-one, straight up. And I've seen that in my own experience where I live is kind of near a military area, and when I was younger, a lot of kids from America came over, obviously because of their parents were in the forces, and sometimes you'd get street dudes, or at least kids who acted like street dudes, and 9 times out of 10 when these guys got in fights, they'd get whooped. 9 times out of 10. Occasionally, one of the dudes would come through and, win the fight, but most times the self-confessed street dude would get whooped. And they were pretty light work in a street fight environment. The ones you had to be aware of were actually the Americans who weren't like that. Those guys got in fights, those guys could kick ass, but the street dudes who actually kind of wore that badge on their sleeve, wore it as a badge of honour, most of those dudes can't fight. Straight up. Most of those dudes can't fight. That's why they resort to sucker punching. Sucker punching a 71-year-old man. Absolutely embarrassing. Claressa Shields is pond life. She's scum. Hopefully she gets knocked clean out ASAP. Anybody who supports her, you're questionable as far as I'm concerned. Peace.